Hello and welcome back to Gas Air Spark. Today I'm doing a test ride and short review of a 2017 Harley Davidson Low Rider S. This is one of the least Harleys available. This handles like a beast and it's pretty darn fast too. This is probably the best handling Harley since discontinued Sportster XR 1200R or XX. That was basically the same thing. What makes this bike so different is mid-mounted pegs, serious suspension. It's got upgraded front forks. It has fully adjustable rears. It even has a tack. This thing's powered by the 110-inch Screamin' Eagle twin cam motor. This thing puts down a claimed 116 foot-pounds of torque. That's a lot of torque.
This is more my speed.
I was not prepared for the amount of grunt that this motor puts out, and I was putting that max amount out at 3,500 RPM, which is nice and low. I mean, this thing is making more torque at like idle than my bike makes at peak. It's insane. The horsepower rating not terribly impressive, but that's not what this bike is about. This bike is about good handling and grunt.
4 miles.
This thing weighs a claimed 674 pounds, which seems like a whole lot to a sport bike rider, but really is right about where it needs to be for a cruiser. I'm very much impressed with the way this bike handles. I've heard lots of horror stories about Dynas in general and how they shake themselves silly, but this motor, even though it's not counterbalanced, is fitted with the rubber mountings. And it didn't vibrate nearly as much as I thought it would. In fact, it was quite smooth. This Harley also has an exceptionally low seat height, which is extraordinary for a bike that handles so good. This thing is only 26.6 inches off the ground, which doesn't seem that low for a cruiser, but is much lower than any sport bike out there. This thing also has a 4.7 gallon gas tank, which makes it fairly good range. It's not the best, but this is not a touring bike. This is definitely a boulevard bruiser and a back road scratcher. Now, this particular model had a bit of a problem with its brakes. It seems that they weren't bled correctly, and they've got some serious squish to them. But that doesn't really get away from how great this bike is as a whole. And as much as I like it, I can't help but nitpick some of the things. This fly screen is pointless. It's a great style feature, and it looks good, but I couldn't tell any effect that it had. Also, the tachometer is just pointless on this bike. I understand that that's a major selling point on a bike that's as sporty as this is, but this tack is mounted on the tank, and a tank-mounted Speedo is alright. It's not very useful, and you generally can't see it in normal riding view. But the tank-mounted tack is below the tank-mounted speedometer, and it's in your crotch. You have to look completely straight down. That's how low it is. That is how low it is, right there. And you can't see it at all while you're riding. As you can see from the video, you cannot see it at all. What's the point of giving you a gauge, especially an important gauge like a tack, that you can't see? It should be on the handlebars, and it should be right next to the Speedo, which should be on the handlebars. This is a sports-oriented Harley, and it needs to have sporty gauges. Low gauges are fine on a cruiser, on your Fat Boy, on your Slim, on your Electra. No, actually, the Electra has normal gauges. I don't know what the heck is up with Harley. That tack needs to be on the handlebar. That's a huge problem with me in this bike. And now we've got to the other huge problem with this bike. The MSRP of $16,999 doesn't sound too bad until you talk to your dealer in person and you find out that the actual price before sales tax is $20,000. And I think that's just too much. Even if this is the best handling Harley I've ever ridden, and a very, very, very enjoyable ride. I love this bike. I love everything about it. I love its looks. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it feels. I love the way it handles. It's great, but I don't think it's necessarily worth a $20,000. Another thing I didn't like about this bike is the way the motor revved. The rev limit is way too low. The motor feels like it wants to pull for another 1,000, another 1,500 revs, and the ECU just kicks in and turns off all the fun. It feels like they've done this intentionally so that Harley can open it up with an ECU pack to give you more power, which is probably what this Stage 2 kit is, because this comes with a Stage 1 performance kit for the 110. And as a potential customer, I don't like that as a business practice. The other manufacturers don't give me bikes that feel like they're leaving performance on the table. They feel like they're being all that they can be. And the fact that this feels like Harley is holding it back so they can charge me more for it later, it just feels kind of shady. However, if those downsides don't turn you off, then you're willing to throw a huge pile of money at what is potentially a very, very good motorcycle. With everything you need, from good looks to a 6-speed to 1,801 cubic centimeters of awesome, mind-bending torque, 110 cubes of awesome noise, then this could possibly be the great bike for you. Look forward to my next video where I compare it to its budget alternative, a Fat Boy base model. Same year, same frame, different motor, different front end, way different price point. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. And everybody out there, ride safe.
I'm a fan.